Don't forget to let me know you guys are out there by liking, subscribing, and coming back every week for new content. What's up, everybody? It's Ryan again for another episode of Dinner and a Monster. I know I missed last week. I'm going to do a second video that's going to explain why something that happens sometimes. Anyway, today's installment is a film from 2018 called Await Further Instructions. The only actor I really actually recognized, sorry, I have my phone because I'm trying to see, was David Bradley. Some of you know him as, you know, a character on, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really watch a lot, like, I think he's on Game of Thrones, but I don't actually watch Game of Thrones, so you have to, yeah, he was Walder Frey, I don't know. But I know him as Filch from the Harry Potter films, and he's in a few other things that, off the top of my head, I can't place. He was also in Doctor Who, and other stuff that I've never watched. So there you go. Anyway, so he's in it, and basically what this film is about is, ooh, sorry, something in my eye. It's a family at Christmas time, and there's an estranged son, with his, I say foreign girlfriend just because that's the easiest way to say it. And they finally come to visit his father and mother, and he has a pregnant sister and her, I'm assuming husband, I can't remember off the top of my head if they say husband, fiance, whatever he is. And she looks like she's about to pop. Alright, so at the beginning of this movie was really good. In actuality, it's a very good movie up to a point. There is I guess a point of the movie that you're just kind of like, alright, well, okay then. So I was a little disappointed at the end of this film. The ending was a little like, it felt more like it was like social commentary than it did, you know, a horror movie. So anyway, so this family's getting together for Christmas. There's a lot of tension. The mom is the only one that seems to even care about Christmas as far as the family is concerned. Granddad just kind of sits in his chair and makes comments here and there. The dad and the sister continuously insult and make snarky remarks to the estranged son. I'm going to say they're probably in the kids are probably in their 20s. That doesn't really specify. And the granddad and the father do make comments about the foreign girlfriend. So you kind of get the idea that they may have a little bit of racism there. So what ends up happening is in the middle of one of their shows, the screen kind of flickers out and then it goes black. And it says, await further instructions. And the father is determined that it is like an emergency broadcasting system type thing, that something has happened, and they're trying to get it, you know, figured out. So, oh, and just FYI, there are going to be spoilers, but I will tell you right before I announce the spoilers so you can hear up to that part. But you may want to hear the spoilers because that may actually determine whether or not you want to watch this film. So anyway, the son has other ideas about that. It just doesn't seem right. There is they try to leave the house, and there's an odd, almost metal, it's like a metal fabric almost that's covered all the doors and windows, and then there's these little pipes that are coming in. And again, the father's still determined that, you know, maybe it's a bomb, terrorists, something has happened that's causing this incident. And again, the son is still not so sure about that. So periodically through the film, different messages start coming up on the television. After the await further instructions, there's one that talks about how one of them is infected, and so they separate one of the individuals. They have to take a shot, and the girlfriend is actually, I believe she's a nurse, or she knows medicine, and she's trying to explain to them that the needles are not sanitized, and they don't even know what that liquid is in them, and they have no idea what's going to happen. So at first, everyone is very, well, not everyone, I'm sorry. So at first, she and the son are very apprehensive about even, injecting this into them because they don't know what's going to happen. But finally, at the end, they do. Something does happen to one of the family members. I'm not going to say which one. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to remember everything. It's a very chaotic film, as in people are panicky. It's a very panic film, which is not bad. Again, it had a lot of really cool stuff up until a certain point. Anyway, so they separate the girlfriend into another bedroom, and the mother is trying to be the one to keep it together, and I commend her for that, because I would have lost it a long time ago if I had a husband that was as terrible, and he's a tyrant. He really is. I don't know why she even married him. He's one of those men who likes to bring up the horrible things that happened in the past, and with the son and everyone else, and it's just terrible. The daughter is a spoiled brat. She ends up getting hurt. That's what it is. She ends up getting her leg broken at one point. And they can't get out of the house to get her medical assistance. Someone tries to put they see an opening, because I remember what it was. They had to return the needles, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And so they put them through a little opening in one of the weird wired gates. And one of the individuals puts their hand in there and loses most of their fingers. So, and I was thinking maybe it's aliens, because that made sense to me, which it could still be aliens, but by the time you got to the end of the film, you don't know what it is. So anyway, so again, chaos, crazy stuff keeps popping on the screen. They tried unplugging the TV and plugging it back in, because they're legitimately thinking maybe it's Russia, who knows, whatever. And I'm nothing against Russians, but they always say in these movies, oh, it's Russia. Sorry. And it was an alright film. Like I said, it had me up until the end. Okay? Well, I would say up until the last 15 minutes of the film. Now, this is where the spoiler is going to happen. Okay? These are my spoilers. If you don't want to get to the spoilers, then stop recording now, or stop recording now. Stop watching now, and be done with it for the rest of it. But this is the spoilers. Okay. So this is where it didn't make sense as well. Okay. So the girlfriend has there's a television upstairs that she plugs in, and it says something like, "I see you," and so she freaks out and she starts breaking apart the TV. All right. Within the TV, which is an old tube TV, I think the one downstairs in the living room is like a flat screen, but there is it almost looks like a heart made out of cable wire, because it's black wire. Now this wire looks identical to the wire that is outside the windows and outside the doors. So there's a few things I'm not going to give away. I just wanted to give away what it was. It comes off as it's trying to be a social commentary about how much we watch television and how we believe everything we see on television. The only thing is prior to that, the only one really watching television is the granddad. So I think what they should have done is maybe shown flashes of people watching their televisions, or channels changing, things like that. Things that would give you the idea that yes, as a whole, humanity watches way too much television, but they didn't. They just had, like I said, Granddad was watching television, and he was the only one really watching it, so it didn't really give me that opinion. Now, again, if you had younger kids in the house and they were watching TV, or everyone just seemed to be watching television, that would make sense. This didn't make sense for it to be that, but it does definitely feel like they're trying to make a social commentary for people watch too much TV, which is weird, because yes, people do watch TV, but I'm part of the Generation X, which we were also known as the TV generation, because that's when everybody had TVs in their house. The baby boomers, they didn't have, not all of them had TVs until they were older. But my generation, even when I was in, middle school and high school, even the poorest kids had televisions. So definitely this could have been done either, back in the 90s, or which, we had shows like, we had movies like Terror Vision. I mean, we actually had movies about TVs that came out, either dragged you in or ate you or killed you or whatever, and there were a lot of other horror movies that just had television scenes. Because we didn't have, we had computers, but it was, the pea green screen and you died from dysentery. We didn't have the cell phone technology that we have today. So all we really had was television, and I myself watched it for hours at a time. Yes, I went outside and stuff like that, but I really did watch television a lot. So I'm a warehouse of useless TV knowledge. I always get those TV trivia things correct because of it. But like I said, it just didn't make sense for this. They could have done it like a social media commentary where something comes up on the phones, like you get those little warnings with the Amber Alerts and stuff. That would have made sense. But this being television, it didn't make sense at all. I got the idea, and you don't know why the televisions are doing it. In fact, at the very end, like, is it aliens? I don't know. At the very end, you know what, I'm not going to tell you what happens at the very end. Because if you want to watch it, you can watch it and you see, because the very end of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense either. Because it seems that the TVs just want to torture people, and then something happens at the end that kind of makes you go, what? Why are we doing this? So, yeah, so it's called Await Further Instructions. It was an alright movie. I'll give it 3 out of 5. Up until the end where it drops to 2, because that was just kind of like, what? So anyway, I know that I skipped a week. Like I said, I'm going to be doing another video that will hopefully kind of explain why I do that on occasion. So anyway, I hope you guys will like and subscribe and leave comments and stuff like that, because I really want to know if I'm doing any good. Again, I have a Patreon at the bottom, or I'll put it in the comments section, not comment section, below the video in the description. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Yeah. Alright, so you guys have a great day, and I hope to talk to you soon.